You know, I was gonna yell Mortal Kombat and zoom in on a dragon and be like, oh my god! But my throat kinda hurts, so... cancel that. Hello and welcome to another figure review. Today I'm gonna have a look at... See? Hello and welcome to another figure review. Today I'm gonna have a look at the Mortal Kombat Sub-Zero by Storm Collectibles. Here you got the box with the nice... This is looking like an MK9 logo. Even though they're supposed to be from MK2. Not accurate at all. Well, then again, they have like all kinds of classic costumes in MK9 or 10. So, I guess that will work. Do they have classic costumes really like that in MK10? I don't remember. It's been a while since I played that game. Regardless, I've already took them out of the box, but I found like this dragon background. I really like the Mortal Kombat logo is one of the best out there. Nice to meet you. Who is that? Mr. Freeze? Nah. So, size of Sub-Zero. He stands at 17.5, 17.6 centimeters. It's a little up there. But basically 7 inches. A tiny, teensy bit over that. The overall Payne detail. One thing about this figure, it was clear from the get-go that this was going to be a Scorpion repaint, which is completely fine. I mean, in Mortal Kombat, the game, they did that exact same thing. They didn't have enough data, so they were just like, let's have this character and paint him blue and make him icy. And thus, Sub-Zero was born. So of course they did the same thing with the figure. This is basically the Scorpion, which I reviewed with, I don't know, a tiny bit of differences. Of course he's blue, duh. But I really hoped for a different face sculpt, and they did that with like, I don't know, 5% different. But we'll get to that. Overall Payne detail still looks nice. I don't mean to rag on it too much. Of course it's a repaint. I was aware that it was gonna be a repaint. I mean, everybody should be. But just like I said, I just thought they would do a little bit here and there, but they didn't have to, so. Once again, it's not a complaint, it's just a thing. Let's have a look at the face sculpt and the mask itself. It's very nicely painted, very nicely done. And I'm just gonna get this over with. The difference between him and Scorpion in the face is that Scorpion has all these lines going up in his forehead, and Sub-Zero doesn't. That's not really a lot, but hey, it is something, so at least they tried, and I'll give them that. And the rest of it, basically, it's very nice sculpted. I do not agree with the lines going down on the belt. That's just kind of sloppy, just put that on there. Could say it's battle damage because they're fighting and it's gonna wear off and it's gonna look like that. But I'm not agreeing with that, alright? You have nice battle damage on the shins over here, on the arm braces, forearm braces, and of course the fist. That all looks good, and there's also some shading going on. Over here, it makes it look like metal. It's a very cool effect, and kudos for that. And the molding is very good. There's all these wrinkles going on, which I'm a really big fan of. It's cloth, it's supposed to look like cloth, and they really didn't leave an empty spot on that. Now let's have a look at the articulation. The head is very well articulated, actually goes back all the way, because you have this ball pack over here, which is pegged into the torso, and you have all this range, basically. It's going around, it's going back and forth, and the head itself just rotates around on the ball, and it gets some really good motion. You have some gaps, but that's fine. Still, for the motion you get out of it, it's pretty damn good. The cowl is soft plastic, same with the neck piece over here, so that rotates around, and the head just keeps getting off because there's a lot of stuff going on. This is soft plastic, but it still kind of blocks the cowl, the head itself, basically. And while the articulation of it overall is good, I think I said it in the Scorpion review, I really don't agree with this design. First of all, the flappy cloth parts over here, it just doesn't look good. It always stands out a little bit. I'd rather have them just make this an entire piece, which would maybe suffer a little bit in the articulation, but I'm going back to it and I'm saying I'm more of a guy. So the shoulder is on the ball pack with a hinge, goes into the chest, and then the mask just falls off. That face is hilarious. I'm just gonna keep that off because I don't know, the mask fell on the ground somewhere, never to be found again. Never mind, it's not on my foot. So I can bring that back and forth. Since there's a hinge in the shoulder, you can bring that all the way up, and also rotates around with it. Does it go further? I mean, it would go all the way up, but it's blocked by the blue part. But you can pull that back. This is all soft plastic, and then it disconnects again. That's also a theme with Storm Collectibles, I guess. So far we had it with Scorpion and Sub-Zero. I keep having stuff disconnect, which is, I guess, okay, as long as it doesn't break, but I'm not a huge fan of it when I'm trying to move stuff around and it constantly just goes off. Anyhow, bicep swivel, double hinged elbow. Would go all the way up, but you have the big muscles over there. It does look fairly decent. Now the fist, which rotates around, goes back and forth. And the ball in there is actually very nicely hidden. I see like they made like a little bit of a gap, a little bit of a bridge there to make it go around all the way. The arm shins over here, or arm guard, or arm bracelets, or whatever you want to call it, those are not tagged in anywhere, so you can freely rotate them around all the way. Now let's get to the chest, because that's the one part that's really impressive to me. Like, boom. You can bring it forward basically all the way, and you can bring it... Doesn't go back as much, but still enough. And it goes out to the sides a lot. You can wiggle it around. Then over here at the torso itself, at the crotch, where it connects to the crotch, same thing. You can wiggle it around crazy ways. Goes out the side, forward and back. And that's really the entire torso area is something that's most impressive to me. And that's where the soft plastic really comes in handy. Because I don't even know what's going on in there, but you're not getting blocked because basically all of this is soft plastic. This is soft plastic, this is also soft, this is soft. Of course the muscles aren't soft, but this is soft, this is even soft like this. The fists are completely soft plastic. And also under here, but let's get to the legs. Goes out all the way, can rotate it around. At the thigh, it's a little bit stiff, but it will work. Goes up, a very impressive amount actually, and goes back, same thing. So the legs are also pretty good. You have double hinged knees. I like that they did some molding in there, so at least they're trying to make it look good. The foot has some very impressive forward motion. Doesn't go as much back, but still enough. And it goes out to the side, left and right. That's not so great, but alright. And you have a toe hinge. Accessories, and this is where it really gets interesting, and this is where we really get some new stuff. So when I said like, oh, it's just a Scorpion repaint, I don't mean that in a bad way. I knew that, and I think looking at the accessory, I'm okay with all the new stuff they added. But first of all, you have the hands, which are the same as Scorpion hands. Of course, have open hands. You have some a little bit more of a gripping hand, and then a total gripping hand. It basically goes from straight to and then there you go. Those are your types of hands, and he has another holding hand in here, which I guess is just for this. Ta-da! Hi! This is the fatality, you know, Mortal Kombat 1. He just ripped somebody's spine out with the skull still attached, and this one is really nicely done. I really like this one. It's nice and red because it has just been pulled out of somebody's body, so of course there will be blood on it. And they did a really amazing paint job with the black all over it and make it shiny, because once again it's just been pulled out of the body, so it would be shiny. This is one you can put on his foot, I'm guessing. You know, when he does like the ice dash or something. And then another ice effect, which you can put on his hand. And of course, he has a Mortal Kombat 1 mask. And it's going to bring me to the final thoughts. But on a side note, I feel like this ice effect really holds on very nicely. Or should I say, icely? Shut up. Alright, final thoughts about this one. Of course, I mentioned it a billion times. This is a Scorpion repaint. But Scorpion already was a pretty cool character, pretty well done. And this one is no exception. And I like that they really blew it out of the water as far as accessories goes. You really got all you need. You got your Ice Blast, you got your Ice Foot Dash, and of course the Fatality Pose. So, do I recommend them? Absolutely. This is one of the best figures out there right now, and Storm Collectibles is really killing it. The only thing I don't agree with is the cowl and everything. And for me, I just tried something out and put the mask over the cowl so it's on there tighter. And honestly, I prefer that look, so I'm probably just gonna pose them like that, which does a lot for me. I already like it a lot more when it's tucked in. It depends on the pose, but anyway, that's just a personal thing. It's not really a bad thing, but other than that, there's really nothing to complain about this figure, so 100% recommend it. Go and get it. Reptiles are gonna come out soon. They showed Shao Kahn a billion times, so who knows where this line is going. I hope it's going to go a long way because I'm having fun with this. I hope you guys do too. So that's gonna do it. As usual, guys, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, feel free to hit it up with a like and maybe subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more figure reviews, gameplay stuff, and whatever Sub-Zero wants.